Welcome to my channel. I have another video for you. Today we're going to be reviewing the Lems Lems Boulder boots and the Lems Mariners. Now, to start off this video, I just want to talk about the place where I bought them. Here in Houston, we don't have a whole lot of minimalist shoe stores. So when I went looking for minimalist shoes online, I found out about a little place called Bearings Hardware Store, or Bearings Hardware, and they seem to have a lot of, it's a very interesting place. They have a lot of antique stuff, very kind of like just stuff that you wouldn't really see often, and I can't really go into detail about that, but nonetheless, they had a whole, like, for some reason, they only had like a bunch of Lems shoes. Like, they had the Primals, the 9 to 5, just all the other Lems products, but that was like the only minimalist shoes that they sold. So I guess they have a deal with Lems. So I guess that'd be a great place to try on shoes if you were looking for like Lems in particular. And every time I go there, I always buy something. So we're just a really cool place to check out. I don't know if you guys have a Lems near you. I'm sorry, a Bearings hardware near you. So I mean, you could always check that out. So anyway, but going back to the shoes, I'm gonna go start off with the Boulder boots. Now, I always want to compare them to the toe boxes of the Altras and the Boulder boots. Now, you can see that they're both very wide. Ultra, always being the widest. But when you put them on, they just basically kind of feel the same. They have that abyss of a toe box, so your toes are just free and just have enough wiggle room to just be what they were meant to be. So that's what I always strive to look to find or strive to have in each shoe that I own. Since I have a bunion on my left foot, and it helps to keep it from making it worse. And every shoe that I buy, I always try to make sure that it accommodates a correct toe spreader, because I do need those devices in order to rehabilitate my issue. So every shoe that I own, every shoe that I review will typically have that toe space for that. So I'm very particular with my shoes. So with that said, I want to go back to talking about this. Now, the quality of this particular shoe is very good. The leather on this shoe is a much higher grade leather than you would find on the standard Boulder boots. On this one, this has the 100% hide full grain leather, and man, it just looks beautiful, man. It just has that kind of like that work boot kind of look to it. It just looks like it'll last, and it's just the stitching. You can probably see the stitching. It's just not very nice. The shoe looks very durable. It also comes with a cotton lining. It's got a flannel kind of look to it, so just gives you that more of that work boot feeling to it. Just so you know, this isn't a work boot. I wouldn't recommend using this as a work boot. Doesn't have that protection or that thickness. This from the Lems website, it said it's meant for hiking. Now I don't use these for hiking. I just use these just to go out with. So, but I guess that's what they're designed for. I haven't used them for that, so I'm not going to talk about that in my review. So, but moving on from that, it's got a 10 millimeter rubber or inflated rubber. It's like some type of design that gives it lots of cushion, but it's also very light. So it keeps the boot very light, and that seems to be something that they put in a lot of their shoes. So yeah, a lot of the outsoles on these on the Lems products are going to be very similar. I mean the tread on this thing is not very aggressive, but it works just fine for what I use it for. So I mean, I guess I'd have to test it out, maybe when in the winter months as they come. Um, what else do we have? Yeah, that they like. I think I already showed you that they had the non-rigid flexible shoe. So just keeps your foot moving naturally and unrestricted as you would with a very stiff shoe. They do come with a couple of shoelaces. If you feel like these shoelaces are too out there with the bright colors, they do come with an extra brown pair of shoelaces. They also have these in a black, but I just really love the brown, just the coffee brown looking color to it. It just gives it a very nice style to it, in my opinion. You obviously have the loop here. Whenever in order to put on your shoes, it gives you more help with that. It looks like it'll last. It's all stitched. Every part of this boot is stitched, and it's just a very well crafted boot. If you can see that, with a high quality material. And I guess here's the outsole right here. I mean the insole right here. It's very thin too, but it has a little bit of a cushion. I think this is like a 3 millimeter insole. So yeah, there's that. Moving on. Now, these are the Mariners, as I stated previously. They're not as high quality as the materials maybe not as high quality as the Boulder boots, but for what it's used for, I'd say it's better made for, well, maybe not better, but it's just as good for its design. I would use these for like summer shoes, like when you're going out to the beach or just going out anywhere in the summer and you're trying to look very casual, or just trying to look or maybe just a little bit more dressed up. These would be perfect for for a church occasion, or for going out on some type of formal event that's not too formal, obviously. But yeah, it does have the same design as the the outsole has the same design as the Boulder boots. It's got that injection, that rubber, the air injected rubber. It's also 10 millimeters. Oh, yeah, it's a 10 millimeter air injected rubber for that cushion and that lightweight. So it's got that as well. It's obviously not as wide as the Boulder boots, but if you were to wear them with correct toes, it still gives enough space. So these are very good for that if you are trying to opt for that. The material, maybe not as good as the Boulder boots. It's got that nubuck leather, that sanded look to it. kind of give, but it does give it like a nice vintage look to it, almost kind of like a hipster shoe, you know. Um, yeah, but it's very dressy, looks very kind of you know, just kind of nice looking, in my opinion. You know, I like the style of this, so so it works for me. Uh, the laces, I'm not sure what it's made out of. To me, it kind of reminds me of cardboard, but I don't know. Kind of has that old school look to it as well. The inside is also made out of a nubuck leather. Um, so, and then the insole right here. Uh, it feels nice. It's got a little bit of cushion to it. I think it's 3 millimeters as well. It's got a nice. It's also got a little bit of a little cup around it for more stability to keep it in place. One thing I do want to say about these shoes is that when you start putting them on, they do require a break-in period, because the nubuck inside of the shoe will grind against the skin, especially if you're not wearing socks. Now, I wear socks with all my shoes, but with these, I especially recommend that you wear socks with these, because this sanded down leather right here is just gonna you know, kind of grind up against your feet, you know, wear up against your feet, and it's just gonna, you could cause blisters, you know. It's just very uncomfortable. But you know, in time you'll get used to them, as I have. I've had these for like 2 weeks, so I can, you know, I don't wear them like that much, but when I do, you know, it's just, you know, I could feel, you know, my feet getting used to them. So with that said, man, it's still got that nice stitching to it. You know, it just looks, it's just well made, a well crafted shoe, as all Lems products are. So I think we've you know, went through all the features of both of these shoes. So I'm just gonna end the video right there. I hope this was informative to you. Always try to bring in the best information. I know I don't have the best quality videos out there, and I don't read from a script. Always just go off, you know, just always shooting from the hip when I make these videos. But I try to at least have some information for y'all guys to work with, so you can, I guess, decide whether you want them or not. But me, I'm a very picky person. I'm very about health. Sometimes about health in front of looks, but with these, I feel like these are just great looking. But that's just my style. But once again, I appreciate you guys looking at my content. Leave a comment if you'd like. If you have any more questions about them, if I left out anything, you know, feel free to leave a comment. So with that said, I'll just end the video. Appreciate you guys looking once again, and hope you guys have a great day. All right, guys, see ya.